What's ripening, YouTube? So I'm out here on this project in LaBelle, and we're getting ready. We just laid out the next phase of the project, but I wanted to give you guys an update on the bamboo windbreak. We used two different varieties here. They've been in the ground for 1 year, and you're going to see how they're doing. All right, so this is the north side of the property, and if you look across, you can see why we wanted a windbreak. There's a 40-acre field, wide open. And this being the north side, we really like to have the north windbreak put up quickly. So when we planted this, they were 7 gallons. So they were probably maybe like all these ones that are slightly faded were from the original pot. Everything on the outside is new, and we're still getting new shoots. We're actually at kind of at the beginning of the shooting season. So there's a lot of new shoots popping right now. And if I come back in like a couple of months, what you're gonna see is new naked canes sticking out the top that haven't vegetated. This species is Bambooza Malingensis. It's also known as sea breeze bamboo. This is the one that I recommend for our area as a really hardy windbreak bamboo. It can take wet, which is, you'll notice here we're in a wet spot. Pretty wet. It takes wet. It's not super needy in terms of its soil requirements, although it does, obviously it appreciates, you know, nitrogen, whatever you can give it as a grass. But it also fills in from top to bottom. It gets about 40 feet or so at the mature size. And it's just a really good overall, kind of a badass bamboo for this area. The ones we did on the other side, I'll show you here in just a second. All right, so this is pretty interesting. This is the northwest corner of the property, and we had a few 7 gallons left over because we decided to make this break. So I did my quantity takeoff, and we had a few extra that didn't get used here because they wanted to pass through. We used them up here, and then you'll see right here is where we switched from 7 gallon to 3 gallon. So you can see the difference between 1 year of 7 gallon to 1 year of 3 gallon. And in this case, the owner was not able to kind of keep on top of the grass coming up underneath these bamboos, so they've probably been held back to some extent, but they did get a really nice initial mulching, and it's still here feeding them, so they're getting plenty of what they need. These are not irrigated. That's actually one of the reasons we were delayed on continuing this project, is because the client had to wait for the well. The well took way longer than expected, and then schedules got mixed up. So we're finally back on the site. They do have wells. We don't have irrigation run out here yet, but we're going to. But this is an important thing for you guys to see. We planted this windbreak 12.5 months ago, right at the beginning of the rainy season. We had some hand watering to do off their really small existing well, hand watering until it finally rained. We had a kind of a late wet season last year, and then it hasn't been watered since then, as far as I know. And it's thriving. So giving a good mulching, a little bit of fertilizer up front, got everything up. It could take a little bit better maintenance to keep it thriving, and then some irrigation. But the next piece I want to show you is another species of bamboo that we used on the south side, and you can see the difference. All right, so this is the end of the sea breeze bamboo row, the 3 gallons that I just showed you. And there's a gap here for an access way, and there's a swale. And then this is starting the graceful bamboo. And the graceful bamboo textilis, it's Bambooza textilis gracilis. This is a lot more petite bamboo. The canes don't get quite as big. It doesn't get quite as tall. And once it actually does grow up, you'll have very little to no branching down low. What you're seeing down here at the low, these are just the beginning, the earliest shoots. If you cut these out, you'll have clean canes on these. This one we used on the south side because we didn't need a real high windbreak on this side. This was the less critical side, and we wanted fewer or no low branching on this side because we have an access issue that we wanted a smaller footprint so we could get around it. I'll show you that up here. But these were all planted as 3 gallons. And as you can see, I mean, they have just taken off. 1 year, you got everything way over my head. You've got lots of shoots, and these are the new ones still coming up. So these haven't finished. They're gonna pop out the top just like that one's doing there. It's gonna be a nice, probably 15-foot tall, not completely filled in at 12 months, but it's doing really well. If anyone's interested, these ones are planted all the way around this whole place. Everything's 6 feet apart. So we did 6 feet spacing. At my farm, I didn't have to use as much of this stuff, and so I tightened mine up and did 4-foot spacing. My Gracefuls, you can hardly tell that they were separate plants anymore. Mine are at year 5, they're pretty much all connected. But here's what I was talking about. We've got this little pathway on the back side of this pond. So for us, if we had a lot of low branching, it was gonna affect the access way through here. So that's one of the reasons why we switched to this other variety of bamboo. But man, look at this. Graceful Bamboo just kicking off. Looks so nice. All right, guys, well, this is, that was about it. It's right before the storm. It's about to start raining. It's super humid out here. That's why I'm sweating so bad. But if you guys are interested in more videos about bamboo, please comment down below, ask away if you have any questions. Or if you'd like to purchase bamboo, you can let me know. I do have quite a bit in the nursery right now. Specifically that Graceful one, if you like that one, I have that in the nursery now. And I'm going to be getting a lot more of it here in the future. But yeah, starting to rain. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.